Robert Venit, symbol Sun, nickname Sonny. I bought an IMM seat prior to gold being traded, and I probably started trading a year or two after that. I bought my seat in '77, I believe, and I was practicing law till then. Had two very good friends that were down here, and they wanted me to come down even prior to that. But I had kids in college or getting ready to go to college, and I wasn't sure I could make a living here. I did, prior to buying my seat, Sam and Howard Carl told me to invest $10,000, which I had to scrape up. And before I knew it, they had me to almost 50. And then they told me before I lost it all to buy a seat. So I bought an IMM seat for around 17, and after I bought it, they had me back up to about 50 again. But about 3 weeks later, I was down to about $1,000, but I had a seat. That's how I got started. When I first started trading, I was not too knowledgeable because I was still practicing law. I would put positions on and leave without stops. And then when I came in, I was greatly surprised at what happened. I finally learned. Let me tell you, when I first came down here, integrity was everything. We had no trade checkers, and there were one or two fellas, maybe a little more, that you had to be very careful with. But generally, the population here was more honorable than the legal profession, and it was very, very important. Most memorable moments, I would think that the first crash, the '87 crash, was very memorable, and it was very scary. I remember the New York Times coming in and interviewing Herb Malkine and I, the two older traders in the pit, and we could see, and everybody could see, that there was money to be made, but the risk was enormous. I do remember several days after that when they stopped trading, and I know fellas that had big winners, and they stopped trading for a certain period of time. When the trading commenced again, the winners were turned into losers. So it was a very scary time. There were a lot of characters. I remember Danny Bowman walking into a pit, and a woman trader was in our pit. He offered a certain amount, and she said, "But I need 4. I need 4 more." And he says, "Well, you still need 4 more. I only sold you what I told you." There are a lot of funny moments, a lot of sad moments, a lot of happy moments, and we had a couple of suicides, which was, tragic. But all in all, it's a wonderful place. The order fillers are generally competent. We all have complaints, but at the end of the day, the complaints aren't important. The difference between practicing law and being down here is that you can leave here at any time. You'd have limited overhead. You would have no exposure if you didn't want exposure. You could go away and come back whenever you want, and the exchange would still be here. Your financial position would still be here, and I would recommend it for anybody if they're honest and want to be careful and not trade to make millions, and not trade with someone else's money. Trade with your own. Realize that what you're trading is what you can lose, and don't worry about making too much. I don't know what else. We have many charities down here, and we contribute to all. I would say that, generally speaking, the exchange and the people in exchange are very, very charitable. You got any more questions?
That's good for me, buddy.